Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today we're going to be checking out a clip from Stephen A. Smith. He's been saying some things that are a little bit spicy that might cost him his job. He needs to remember what network he's on, all right? Let's get back to it, guys.
Out of here as we've now entered the final month of Joe Biden's presidency. And for the sake of argument, it hasn't been a good one. The Democrats lost the White House, Senate, and House in the November election. Meanwhile, this week, FBI Director Christopher Wray announced plans to resign at the end of the Biden administration as
I wonder why.
President-elect Donald Trump takes office in January. The news comes amidst a bombshell report from the Justice Department that revealed the FBI had at least 26 confidential informants on the ground when the Capitol was stormed on January 6, 2021. The report says most of the informants engaged in illegal activity during the chaos. The Justice Department says only 3 of its 26 informants present had been instructed to observe potential domestic terrorist suspects on the day of the riot. The rest of the 23 appear to have gone to the Capitol on their own accord. Upon hearing news of the report, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance posted the following on X, quote, "For those keeping score at home, this was labeled a dangerous conspiracy theory months ago," end quote.
You know, Candace Owens said it a couple of times. When they label something conspiracy theory, you should probably look into it a little bit more. Not to say you should believe everything, but just because someone says it's a conspiracy theory, usually all that means to people is, all right, let me disregard it. Who cares? It's not real. It's some fringe ideology, some fringe idea. Therefore, it should be disregarded. But how many of these conspiracy theories turn out to be true? And the only difference between a conspiracy theory was, and a lie rather, was just, and the truth, my apologies. The difference between the conspiracy theory and the truth was simply time. That's all it was. It's just a matter of time before the truth came out.
End quote. So 23 folks for the FBI were in the crowd. And we're just finding that out.
We're just finding it out. They knew.
Didn't hear anything about that for the election. Didn't hear anything about that when the quote-unquote insurrection was broached by Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee, by President Biden before her, by Democrats in both the House and the Senate.
That doesn't fit the narrative. The narrative is this was just Trump supporters. Therefore, who cares? Who cares about all those little, mitigating circumstances or little nuances here and there? Who cares?
As they articulated the belief that Donald Trump was a danger to democracy and using this as a profound, illuminating bullet point to make that case. And now here we are yet again finding even more evidence to Donald Trump's claims when he articulated that the process is rigged, the Democrats are this or that, they're talking about us, but look at what they do. We don't know all the details. It's a report. Justice Department comes out with this. That's not my big issue.
I'm not sure I even covered the Joe Biden part in his son situation, but honestly, is anyone surprised? I'm not. I'm not surprised, nor am I upset about it. Let's be honest. It's one of those things where, regardless of what he said, that's his son. And I can't necessarily be upset at a father for doing what would help his son if he can. I can't be mad about that. What is frustrating, however, is that you used that situation to try to make yourself seem like you're better than everybody else. You're better than Trump because Trump would do this. Trump would pardon his kids. And a lot of the news anchors, spread the same exact story. This is the difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party led by Trump, is that, he believes in the law. Stop. If we want to sit here and pretend one side is better than the other side, there's a lot of things in both closets that we have to ignore in order to do something like that. All right. So the message that I'm trying to say in regards to that whole Joe Biden situation and his son is, stop pretending like you're better than people when the truth is you're just like everybody else.
Big issue. My big issue is that I'm really, really sick and tired of every time I turn around finding something else that the Democrats have lied about or downplayed or misrepresented along the way. Where's the $1.5 billion that was given to the Democratic Party? Where is it? Where'd the money go?
No.
Why was Oprah given $2.5 million? Why was Al Sharpton's National Action Network given that much money?
I need to do a video on Al Sharpton. I need to do a video on Al Sharpton.
Before interviews, by the way. Why? I think it was $500K for the National Action Network. Why? I want to be clear. I don't have any problem with the National Action Network taking that money because they don't have a lot of money. I have more of a problem with Oprah taking $2.5 billion when she's worth over $1 billion.
And I think he says it in this clip. It's just one of those situations where you think someone's genuinely giving their opinion on something, only to find out that they're paid off in advance. Or even if it's not in advance, even afterwards, you're still getting paid for doing something. And just like any products, you advertise a product and you're raving about how wonderful it is and how great it is. And oh my gosh, this new iPhone is so this and so that, just to find out that Apple paid you for that review. Someone tells you, oh, this car is amazing, just to find out that that car company gave you 5 stacks to give a review. That kind of makes you question, was it authentic? Was it real?
But speaking to us as if her heart and soul was so immersed in supporting Kamala Harris.
Hats off to Oprah real quick. She has seemed to be able to stop, the aging process in its steps completely, all right? At least with the makeup she's currently wearing, okay?
Well, then why didn't you do it for free? I'm just asking.
Hey, what are you doing? Did you subscribe yet? How about that like button? It's, again, very lonely and you haven't hit it yet. Come on, guys. Hit that like button and subscribe for me, all right? Let's get back to the video.
I'm just asking these things because I think it's important. And I think that the time has arrived where we have to stop letting stuff go all the time, particularly when it comes to the left. I mean, I see Republicans.
And again, for those who would probably say, oh my gosh, what do you expect? Why do you expect people to do it for free? Here's my thought. One, if you believe in it, you should be more inclined to do it without the financial incentive behind it. But number two, let's say you do want to get paid for it, but you truly do believe in the mission, the goal, My thought is, what could that $10 million have done to further Kamala Harris's campaign? How far could that have gone? Am I wrong? How many more ads? Maybe that ad that Trump put out about, he's for you, she's for they, them. Maybe they could have put out with $10 million, okay? They could have put out a counter narrative to that. And maybe that could have shifted things here and there. We'll never know, because one individual for speaking on a topic for probably, I don't know, more than 30 seconds, I'm not sure, right? Got 10 million? How? Why? How was that proper spending, fiscally responsible spending? How did that help the campaign? The answer is it didn't.
Republicans like Megyn Kelly or Officer Tatum or Candace Owens or, the Sean Hannitys of the world. You know what I'm getting tired of? To the Democratic Party. You know what I'm getting really pissed off about?
Tell me.
I'm getting really ticked off at every time they open their mouth about something pertaining to y'all, they seem right.
It's just a matter of time.
I would love to argue with Sean Hannity. How can I? Yeah. Do you know what Sean Hannity used to do to me when I told him Kamala Harris had a chance? He'd laugh. Like literally, genuinely giggle. He'd go on TV and put on his straight face to y'all. You got to be concerned. This election could go either way. He laughed. He wasn't concerned about her. Before I called out Biden, he was calling Biden Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
What's percolating?
While the entire media was telling everyone who would listen, there's nothing wrong. He's sharp as sharp can be. Until that debate blew everything out of the water, right? Where there's no way to hide it because he did a Biden on the grand stage for everybody to see. There is no way you could deny it now. Even though I wasn't sure how you could deny it before, but I digress.
Percolating on social media today. Just go and look at it, y'all. Joe Biden is caught napping at an African summit in Angola for at least a full minute. They didn't say whether he was snoring or not. That's about all that was missing. But he was clearly asleep.
Let the man nap. He's almost done.
I'm not going to pardon my son. I want to state for the record, I have no problem with him pardoning Hunter Biden.
Same here.
I had a problem with him trying to act like it was unjust what was being done in pursuit of getting after my son because they wanted to get to me. All you had to say was, I'm pardoning my son because he's my son. You couldn't just say that, though. You know why you couldn't say that, President Biden? Because you had been telling us it was the last thing that you were going to do.
As you hold up your halos with your horns. That's the next piece, and I'm going to end it right here, guys. How in the world are you going to sit there and say that the only reason why your son got prosecuted was because of the judicial system, when you are the boss of the person that's the head of the DOJ? Explain that to me. How does that work? So if you can make a claim like that, what credence does that give to somebody who, like Donald Trump, that's been saying this the whole time? What kind of energy are you giving that? What kind of validation are you giving it? It makes absolutely no sense, no matter how you turn it. Just say he's your son. The country can feel how they want to feel about it. You could go and retire in peace. But once you start saying, oh my gosh, they came after him, the only reason why they did is because his last name was Biden and he was my son. Now, once you start doing that, you lost the plot. Guys, that's it for this one. It's funny. It's absolutely hilarious to see how far Stephen A has come. I haven't watched many of his videos when it comes to his politics, but lately, from what I've been seeing, you might need to come out of the Republican closet, because I think he might be undercover, and they're about to find him out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for kicking with me for another video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.